Join me today, guys, on a little bit of an experiment. So some of you may have remembered, or some of you may have watched my refurb of this CDR-775. This is a Philips CD player and recorder from, let's go, 2001. Off the top of my head, I believe that's what it is. This is a deck that on one side has a recordable drive, on the other side has a playback drive, and you can record from one CD to the other, and potentially I think you can record from a line in, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, did the video, loads of people came out and said, oh, I've got one of those, this is this is the upside, this is the bad side. If you want to see that video is in the link down below in the description of this video. But I got a couple of comments that related to that CD system is a pain in the backside, along with a lot of the ones of that era. They will only record onto certain discs. Now, only recording onto certain discs is kind of the thing that my dad says. It's kind of the thing that is like, oh, I'm not buying cheap discs at the pound shop, or oh, I'm not buying Polaroid recordables because they're terrible, or it's kind of one of those things that I didn't believe, and I'd be like, yeah, whatever, a disc's a disc. Anyway, so I looked in the manual for this particular deck, and this relates to an awful lot of other decks at the same time, and it says you must have audio recordable CDs. Now, to me, a recordable CD, as it says there, recordable and rewritable, it doesn't state anything about anything other than compact disc digital audio. Now, I never noticed that. At all. So, here's what I thought I would do, and took myself to the pound shop, because honestly, you just cannot pick up blank CDs anywhere. And I picked up a spindle from the pound shop of Polaroid CDRs. Now, these are, you can actually see through that, look. That's the kind of quality that we're looking at. So a stack of these was about £3, 25 of them or something like that. A blank CD is a blank CD. So I thought to myself, I'll chuck it in, I'll have a bit of a play and see what happens. So if I put this blank CD into here, this is the recordable side, and let's see what happens. How long this is going to be to take, I'm not entirely sure. But as you've probably guessed that I've potentially already tried this, wrong disc, use audio CD. I've never seen this, and I used to do a lot of CD burning back in the day, kind of 2099. I used to burn a lot of stuff when it was, cool to do so. I used to download MP3s, make my own CDs, or whatever else. So, what is a blank audio CD? Well, a blank audio CD is one of these, audio CDR. I did not know that these even existed, alright? They're not particularly easy to get hold of. However, you can get hold of them. I think I paid £3.29 off eBay or something like that for 3 delivered. As you can see, they're all nice and sealed. Verbatim back in the day was a really good brand. They were one of the best brands to buy, especially if you were burning games for, like PlayStations, things like that. So Verbatim, I thought I'd get a decent quality one. This is still wrapped, as you can see. So, yeah, I think I paid, can't remember what I paid. Here's what I paid. That's what I paid. Now, it's not bad really if you want to make your own CDs, but it's a bit of a faff. So what I want to do is a kind of a test to see what happens and see if this is accepted by this drive. From what I understand, there is some kind of like a header on these CDs when they're produced as blanks that identifies them as an audio CD. Why? What difference does it make? It's 80 minutes. It's exactly the same as everything else. But it does say digital audio recordable on the bottom down there for consumer. Whose idea was this? Just produce one CD and that's it. Anyway, let's try and get this unwrapped and see what happens. So let's have a look at this. Verbatim discs are pretty good looking discs, aren't they? Look at that. Audio CDR. There's been some effort put into this. I think these were the higher end ones back in the day. But let's open this drive up, ditch our Polaroid cheapo disc, and see if this does the job. Now, I was worried that it was actually knackered or that I hadn't fixed it correctly, but I just want to see what happens now. The disk drive is wearing away, doing the same thing it did a minute ago, but we have life. I've just noticed this deck has a phone's output on it as well. We're into the correct menu now. Track 0, total time. I have no idea how this deck works to record on, but I'm going to go and read the instruction manual and pop a CD in the right hand side and see if I can copy a CD with it. Okay, so I've had a quick read. I've got a CD in the right hand side. I'm not going to tell you what it is in case the YouTube police come and go, you can't copy CDs. I'm just going to copy a little bit of it, okay? So I've had a read of the manual. External source is obviously exactly what it says, external source. So let us try now. I believe I press record type, and you can record fast, which I believe is double speed. Press record. And let's see what it does. I don't know why I'm showing you the drive because nothing's going to happen, but I'm kind of just waiting for the magic to happen and see what it does. I'm a little bit surprised at how good this is. There we go, track 1, 22 minutes. And I think that's it. That's it recording. It's playing that CD, recording that CD. Has absolutely no levels on it. I'm not convinced that's really doing anything, if I'm honest with you. The purpose of this video really was to point out that there is a difference between CDRs, and at one stage in the world there was a thing called digital audio recordable discs. Absolutely pointless. Why? No idea. If you know, put it in the comments, let me know. But it just seems like, you know, remember the old Blu-ray and HD DVD kind of argument? It's maybe to get you to buy more expensive CDs. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. This doesn't seem to be doing anything. I wonder if I press play on this side. We've maybe done it wrong. Not entirely sure. Let's see what happens. ODB. Oh, that's volume. You can up and down the volume. Anyway, it's going to turn into a video about this deck. I haven't pressed finalize or anything like that. I've literally, you know, it recorded what you saw. They did 2 tracks in 5 minutes. And it seems that it doesn't show you the levels whilst recording. Not entirely sure why. But if I press play, that has successfully burned the tracks onto that disc. And once it starts playing, there's your levels. So that was a success. So there we go, guys, something a little bit different. I just wanted to kind of catalogue my surprise in how oddly these consumer decks have been marketed and made and sold back in the day for whatever reason. I don't see the reason, but hey, this is what it is. Maybe this video will help somebody out who doesn't know this information. And I thought it was a nice little bit of trivia as well. You know, we're talking 3 years ago now. This perhaps is kind of forgotten information. But if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. I feel like a begging teenager when I say things like that, but 82% of people who view my videos aren't subscribed. And subscriptions make me happy because it makes me look like I know what I'm doing. And it also makes me kind of know that people want to see what I'm putting out. So, have yourself a nice day. I don't know what I'm going to do with this deck. I'm tempted to kind of do a giveaway on it or something. I might just chuck it on eBay and send the money to charity or something because I don't really have a use for it. I generally aren't going to be copying any CDs. But if this is something that you have, hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to go back into the workshop. I've got a 611S Sony deck to do and a couple of Nakamichis that I keep saying I'm going to get around to. And hopefully I will. So have yourselves a nice midweek and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.